Hi everyone, Fraser here from the Most Dangerous Podcast. If you've been enjoying the show, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps us to reach more people like you who love the show. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at The Most Dangerous Pod and join the conversation on Facebook at The Most Dangerous Podcast. For those of you who want to go the extra mile, we're on Buy Me a Coffee. So if you'd like to support the show with a small donation, it would mean the world to us. And if you have any suggestions or feedback and want to get in touch, you can email us at jamesandfraserpod@gmail.com. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. That's the thing. You finish the bike ride, and then you're sitting in this like it's not like a bus. It's like the sort of thing the army stick you in, like an open back thing with wooden seats. With a bit of tarpaulin over it, and it's got like a wooden seat, and you're sitting there feeling like you've just been ploughed by Shaquille O'Neal, and it's like, oh my god, and what am I doing this for? What have I put myself through this for? Hello, welcome to the Most Dangerous Podcast. I'm Fraser, and across the way is James. How are you this week?
Good evening. I'm okay, yeah, not too bad. Nothing to report, really. It's been windy, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
I mean, we didn't get the brunt of it, but I've been seeing on the news that, like, Glasgow particularly, and your hometown, and Ireland, Cork, I think got hit hard. But it's been windy here. I mean, I've not been out all day for that reason.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad. We've got one of those like rattan table and chairs outside, which the wind lifted up, turned upside down, smashed it to smithereens on the floor.
Yeah, we've got a few in our communal garden at the front, and they've all gone over. I've been seeing some very funny posts on social media regarding trampolines going flying. I think there was one in the middle of a train track.
Bloody hell. And it was like, trampolines, isn't it?
Yeah. It was like this huge trampoline in the middle of the train track, and like Scottish Rail were like, please remember to secure your garden furniture.
My Granny Ruby, we've mentioned, and Auntie Julie live up in Glasgow in a tower block, and had a message from Julie about 4:00 today saying, power cut, it's black, and the building's swaying like fuck.
Yeah, they deliberately sway though, don't they?
Yeah, it's so that they don't break, isn't it?
Yeah. So that must be pretty scary on the 21st floor or something.
Yeah. They have lived there for like 45 years. I don't think it's the first time. So,
well, apparently this is like the most fierce storm in terms of wind on record, I think. I'm sure I heard that yesterday on the weather.
Well, I don't know how true, because we know that the internet lies, but it's been snowing in Florida, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is unusual. Now, I was there in 1989 when it snowed, and I think that was like the last time.
Right.
And
sort of 20, 30 years. 40.
Yeah. So I also saw someone had tagged a picture in Russia where it was minus 50 degrees somewhere.
Yeah.
And someone had commented on that picture with a picture of a thermometer in Australia that was plus 50 degrees. And I thought, there's 100 degrees difference with two parts of the world. Is it going to be the day after tomorrow? Is it coming?
Well, it's just summer and winter, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a climate change denier. I do think there is something happening, but that is the desert compared to Siberia. So there is going to be a big swing.
But not that much, surely. Come on, minus 50.
Yeah, minus 50 is a big one. I don't even know how that would feel.
You would just die, I think.
Immediately. Like your eyeballs would just freeze over.
So this week, I've not really been up to much. I've not really got much to tell you, but I saw a little post on Facebook that said that in 1920, an 8-year-old boy called Samuel Reshevsky played chess against 10 grandmasters at one time. And apparently he lost every game.
Yeah, I did see that, actually. It's like, what is the point in that post?
But that wasn't actually...
Expect.
I saw that as a little post on something that I saw that I didn't know existed this week. The XL World Championships.
Oh, okay. Is this an eating thing?
No, XL, Microsoft Excel.
Oh, Microsoft
Yeah.
Excel.
So there's a load of these big nerdy guys with glasses basically sitting on computers, and they go to the World Championships, big Vegas style room, like they do the video game World Championships, and they're basically solving problems on Excel.
On Excel, really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Winner got
like,
$5,000 and a belt, like a WWF wrestling belt.
with Excel and like just
Yeah.
like an X and an L is like the buckle.
Yeah. XL World Championships. That is mental.
That's stupid. Who cares? I hate Excel.
I know.
It's crap.
So what about you, James? Tell me about your week.
Well, I told you I've not done much, but I think we should discuss the episode actually, because tonight, it's the draw. We're back to that stage again, aren't we? Already. I mean, actually, that last season did drag on a bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think because of the Christmas break in the middle of it as well. So we finished that now, Sins. So if you've not listened to that, go back and have a listen.
It's good.
And tonight we are going to do a pick out the hat, a new topic. I can't remember what's in there, to be honest, but we'll discuss that later.
Yes.
Because I suppose we've got some news. Right. Okay. So we've got a little bit of a surprise for everyone this evening. It's the first time we've ever done this. So we're new to this. We've got a podcast virgin on the other side of the line here. It's our good friend Rich. Rich, how you doing?
Not too bad, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, we like I say, this is all new to us. There's 3 people in the pod, so first time ever. But the reason we wanted to bring you on today is because we know that a few months back you did a bike ride with Fraser, and you were raising for charity. Which charity was it again?
I can't remember now. What was it, Fraser?
It was a Campaign Against Living Miserably for people that are basically suicidal.
That's why I forgot, because it was a bit long.
Yeah. C.A.L.M, C.A.L.M.
Great. So yeah, we just wanted to bring you on. I'm going to have a little bit of a chat with you. We're just trying to promote that charity as well. See if we can get a bit more money for them. And then, we'll take it from there.
Well, I just want to chip in that probably one of the reasons that it's taken us so long to get Rich on to talk about this bike ride is, can you remember towards the end of the bike ride what you told me you would do if I ever suggested doing something like that again?
Probably kill you.
I think punch me in the dick was your exact words.
Yeah, I mean, it's along the same lines.
Have you managed to do that yet?
To be honest, I think I've only seen you about twice since then. And that was in passing.
The 3 of us never actually see each other in the flesh, do we?
Not for a long time, no. It's been a while. I think, was it your wedding, I think, it was the last time?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
How long ago was that? 5 years?
My wedding?
Your wedding, Fraser, yeah.
Wow. Coming up 6 years.
6 years, really. So it's a bit of a reunion as well then, I guess.
Yeah.
So you stood in for me, Rich, in this bike ride because I chickened out.
I certainly did.
Medical people tell me that I couldn't do it. So how did you find it? So Fraser, how long was it, the total journey that you did?
68 miles.
68, and you did it in one day, one sitting, literally, because you're on a tandem.
Definitely weren't sitting the whole time.
How did you find that, Richard? Do you exercise yourself regularly, or did you go on bike rides, or was it just kind of something you thought, I'm just going to do it?
At that point, I was actually doing quite a lot of exercise, and I actually got quite fit just before that because we were going on holiday. And since then, I've pretty much tried to eat myself to death. And I think we got back from holiday in August last year.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's no mean feat. That's a long, long way. And there must have been points in the journey where you thought, I can't do this. It's just too much. Do you remember a point while you were going through that process where you thought, I'm going home, I've had enough?
I think it was probably about an hour or so into it. We went down like a dodgy path after we stopped at McDonald's.
A river, yes.
It was horrendous. It was about 3 inches wide, and the tyres on that bike were about an inch wide, which didn't help either. And it was a bit frightening, to be honest.
There was a drop one side straight into the river, and a drop the other side into a ditch with barbed wire. and it wasn't just a 3-inch wide path; it was a wiggly 3-inch wide path with stones, and this had like roads tires on it, and it was just hairy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I love the fact you stopped at McDonald's. Is this so? And that was an hour in. So how long did the entire journey take to do the 60 mile?
Didn't we started about 8 o'clock in the morning, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we got just below where Zitwell was. I can't remember what time it was.
4 o'clock. I think
Yeah,
we
it
booked
was.
for 4:30, and I think we got there for 4. And the truth is, we got a lift up the hill, but I don't think even fit we would have cycled up that last bit of hill.
No,
It's just like a dirt track.
You got a lift up the hill.
Yeah.
By who?
Wives.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Right, they can be collected yet. Oh, right, okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I suppose we can let you off with that little tiny bit there.
We never actually, before we even did it, we said we're not going to cycle up that hill. We met them at the pub at the bottom.
Oh.
It is like a dirt. It's like a track. The hill, It's
I can't say anything because I didn't even do it. So well done.
There's a point. Sorry, James. I was going to say, when you say about the point where you want to give up, I mean, obviously early on, we quickly went, this is horrendous. This is the most stupid thing we've ever come up with. But there was a point near the end where we were basically on. You've driven to like Anglesey, haven't you, James?
Yeah, a few times. Yeah.
So there's that bit sort of past Llandudno where it's just horrible motorway, cliff edges, waves crashing against the side, and you're just cycling alongside the motorway. No scenery. It's cold, horrible clouds and everything. And we got to this bit where we had to go across the motorway, but up a really steep hill. And it was like a Disneyland queue, just going left, up a bit, right, up a bit, left, up a bit, right. This big snake path to get up this big hill. And I remember standing at the bottom of it, and we'd stopped speaking to each other. We hadn't spoken for about half an hour, just looking at that, going, I can't do it. I just can't fucking do it. But we did.
You did, yeah, and it's congratulations. I mean, we've not really properly spoke about it on the pod since you've done it. I know we did mention it, but thanks for stepping in, Rich. Do appreciate it.
All right.
There's no way in a million years I was going to do it, because I know it's not the first time that you've raised money for charity. Because I know that a number of years back, all three of us did a gaming session, didn't we? A 24-hour gaming session. I mean, that's more my charity kind of thing. Sort of sitting on my arse for 24 hours playing games. I mean, this is certainly something that I wouldn't even think of attempting. So
even at that, the gaming marathon, you must remember there was a point, I think it was about 5 a.m, where we just all stopped speaking to each other. And
it did go a bit quiet.
It was a bit quiet, and I thought, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be able to do this. And you start like fucking hating each other and stuff like that. But then you get past that point and it went okay again.
I think my favourite bit of that gaming marathon we did, I mean, we're talking sort of like that was 7-8 years ago now. And my favourite bit of that, which always sticks in my mind, is we played GTA, didn't we? And we completed the online version, I think. Yeah. And at the very end, I think we had about 15, 20 minutes to go. And there's a bit where you have to parachute onto a boat. And you, Rich, because I was taking like loads of time, you shot my parachute as I was falling down into the boat. And I just completely collapsed into the boat, which made us win the mission. So in that respect, and we just knew that we were going to complete the challenge, really. I mean, that was our own personal challenge. I mean, the gaming marathon thing was the overall challenge, but that was our own personal challenge that we thought of before. So there must have been a point when you did this bike ride that you thought, yeah, we're going to do this now. You know,
yeah,
we've set ourselves this particular goal. You know, if we get to this point, we know that we're going to do it. So, Rich, was there any point then throughout the journey? I know you said you struggled after the first hour, but there must have been a point within those 8, 9, 10 hours, or whatever it was, where you thought, right, we've got this now.
Yeah, I think it was more towards the end. I think it was the middle section that really got me, because my backside was killing for one, and I think it was more towards the end. And I think, Fraser, you started really struggling, especially when we were on them last kind of roads, like coming up to it, and then there's like a footpath that runs directly down the side of the A55. I think you were really, really struggling then.
Yeah, you lost it in the middle, and I kept you going, and then I lost it at the end, and you kept pushing me.
Do you know, if going back to the gaming marathon, I remember I was thinking about this the other day, and I think for me that was again kind of the middle section. It was around about lunchtime, about 2:00 in the afternoon. I think we had a little break for about 10 minutes, and I think I had a shower and stuff. But I just was dead at that point.
I'm sure there was a point you fell asleep and we could hear you snoring through you.
Do you know? I remember we were in that old house then, and I remember going into the kitchen, and there was just so many cans of Red Bull and Monster and Lucasade and all kinds just stacked up, ready to go out into the recycling. I must have been ridiculously high on energy drinks that day.
Yeah. I think the hardest bit, because we started late, didn't we? So I think we'd all done a full day.
We started about 8:00 at night, didn't we?
We'd all done a full day at work.
Yeah.
And then we'd started it, and you're right. I think the daytime, it was when everyone went to bed and it's just quiet, and you just sat there at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. We've got to do. I think we all had each other's back, and we just kind of sort of getting each other going and stuff. But then when it got to the, like you say, the lunchtime the following day, you're thinking, I've still got 4 or 5. I've still got 8 hours to go here. At midday the following day. And you're like, God. So yeah, I think that was definitely a point, like a low point. So not only did you do the bike ride, so after you did the 60 odd miles to get to where you wanted to go, you had this zip wire challenge at the end of it all. What was it, Fraser? It's the longest zip wire in the UK.
It's the fastest in the world, isn't it?
The fastest in the world.
Yeah, it's not the longest or highest in the world anymore, but it's still the fastest in the world.
So did you guys look at that as a reward at the end, or did you think to yourselves, we've also got to do this?
I couldn't be asked.
To be honest, I was like, when you have to like get on the like little bus thing that takes you to the top of the mountain, and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. And I'm not, scared of heights or anything like that. I was just like, I think I was just that tired. I was like, I really, really don't even want to do this.
I'm sure you had your head on my shoulders on that little bus ride.
And when we got to the top, you like have to queue up to get like clipped in and all that kind of stuff. And I was just absolutely knackered, and I couldn't even think about it. And I reckon it was about a second after they kind of pull the cord that releases you to start the zip line, and then it all just kind of went away, because it is amazing to do. I've done it again since, actually.
Oh, have you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm aware of it. I've never done it myself, but I might give it a go on that recommendation. It must have been a relief going down, because that's the last bit of the challenge, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
As you're travelling down that zip wire, when I get to the bottom, I can go home and soak my arse in the bath. Get rid of the saddle sore and all that. So
that's the thing. You finish the bike ride, and then you're sitting in this like it's not like a bus. It's like the sort of thing the army stick you in, like an open back thing with wooden seats with a bit of tarpaulin over it, and it's got like a wooden seat, and you're sitting there feeling like you've just been ploughed by Shaquille O'Neal, and it's like oh my God, and what am I doing this for? What have I put myself through this for? And then obviously raise money for charity, and you think,
well, exactly, yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's for an amazing cause. You've both done really well. And do you know how much is it raised so far? The campaign.
I'm going to have to be honest. I was really disappointed. We raised a couple £100. Now I know times are hard and stuff. I'd hoped for more, but at the same time, I think every £6 funds saving someone's life. The way they work it out, so technically we've saved.
Right, so that's
30 lives, which is wonderful.
A poor effort from our listeners, then, by the sounds of things. Yeah. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why we're doing this, and it's just to raise a bit more awareness. And perhaps if you can, I appreciate times are hard. If you could just put your hand in your pocket and throw a couple of quid to the charity, the link will be in the description, and then you'd be helping this amazing charity out. And I think thank you very much, Rich and Fraser, for doing this.
No, it was definitely, like I said, I'd do it again. We've discussed it. I think, do you know what the biggest problem is? See, if we did that in our own bikes, we'd have scooshed it. Would have been easy. But we did it on a tandem. We did it on tandem with seats like fingers. So we're just skinny.
In your dreams.
Yeah.
The seat was horrendous.
And I've got a big, comfy seat in my bike. And I thought, I thought, why didn't I just spend 5 minutes, take the seat off my bike and put it in the tandem, big squidgy seat?
Yeah.
And that was the killer. It wasn't that our legs were tired or we were tired or it was too much. It was your arse the whole time.
Yeah,
and
it was.
We had to keep stopping every 10 minutes to stop our arses from throbbing. And then he had his t-shirt folded up, sitting on it and stuff like that. And that was the biggest problem. So I think we have since actually said we'd do it again, but we'd do it on our own bikes.
On your own bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything that might put me in a tricky situation later down the line, but yeah.
James, honestly, I had padded undies, padded shorts, and it didn't make a blind bit of difference.
Really? I can imagine that would be the hardest thing. It's not so much the distance. I mean, that's the endurance part, but I bet you were aching the day after though, surely.
Do you know, I wasn't too bad the day after. I was all right. I kind of got up the next day, and I can't remember what we did the next day now, but I got up and I was surprisingly okay.
Took me 4 months to get the feeling in my fingers back.
Really?
Yeah. They weren't painful. Just dead. Just numb.
Yeah. And who was driving and who was behind?
Took it in turns. We just took turns about. Another thing about a tandem, right? I know you don't cycle these days, but you remember cycling. So you cycle sitting down, and then you can stand up and coast and take your arse off a seat. And a tandem, you can't stop cycling until they stop cycling. So if you decide to stand up, you can't because your pedals are still going round.
I see, yeah.
So we had to both say, cycle, coast, cycle, coast, so that you could lift your arse off the seat and just coast for a little bit and then sit back down, cycle. And then, so it was like, it's things like that. If you're on your own bike, it would be all right.
Sounds like rowing a boat or something. It's just the
it's like that,
cohesion between the two of you. So I think we'll leave it there, unless Fraser, you've got any more.
No.
You want to raise? Really appreciate your time, Rich, for coming on.
Okay.
I'm sure it won't be the last time that you pop onto this pod. Maybe we'll get you on for a proper episode. You can
That'd be good.
Have a bit of a laugh and you can see what's going on down there. I'm sure you listen to it every week anyway, so you know.
Of course, yeah.
You know what it's all about. But yeah, really, really, thanks very much for your time. You can stick around for the draw if you want. What we're doing tonight is the subject draw, which we do every 4 or 5 weeks, and we pick out a new subject, and that'll be our topic for the next couple of pods. So you can stick around for that if you like. It's entirely up to you. But in the meantime, thank you very much.
No problem. Yeah, I might stick around for a little bit and see what goes on.
Good stuff. And we should all hook up at some point, definitely, because it's been too long.
Yes, definitely.
All right, cheers, mate.
So yeah, Rich, appreciate you coming on. As James said, it was interesting to actually have a good, honest chat about that bike ride. I don't think we've spoken since then properly, have we?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say it was good to bring on someone like an interesting person or something like that.
Yeah, it was good to bring on an interesting person as well. So yeah, definitely.
Thanks.
It's weird sort of speaking to Rich in a slightly more professional capacity because we just talk every day on the phone about, like toilets and stuff like that, and
and how Liverpool Football Club are the greatest team in Europe, if not the world, at the moment. You talk about that.
They certainly are
doing all right, aren't they?
I was actually watching the Rangers United game last night, and when you scored, I was like, "Oh my god!" And then 2 seconds later, United got the second.
I know. I had it on. I thought when Rangers scored, I thought they might go and do another one here because they'd stay at United at the moment. But no, it was the other way around.
We had children playing that hadn't even played for the first team before last night. It was. I told you we had plenty of players out. I think if we'd had our first team, we'd have done them last night.
They're not very good.
No. Yeah, they were a bit shit.
Which is great.
So, Rich, as you know, as an avid listener, we are a dangerous podcast. So we like to talk about things dangerous. And when we started, it was like, what is the most dangerous? And then we just started talking about anything that we could shoehorn into the category of dangerous. And so as James explained, we're going to pick our subject out. But I often try and find little funny stories that touch on danger. And I saw this on Facebook the other day, so I'd like to read it if you've both got 60 seconds of time that you can.
I could probably spare you 60 seconds.
Yeah. So, are you ready? I'll just crack on with it.
Do it.
Last weekend, I made the brilliant decision to buy my girlfriend a 100,000 volt pocket-sized taser for her safety. Seems reasonable, right? What could go wrong? Let me tell you a tale. I brought the taser home, loaded it with 2 AAA batteries, and was disappointed when pushing the button didn't do anything. A quick read of the instructions told me to press it against a metal surface for a blue arc of electricity. Cool, right? It worked. Apologies to Joanna for the burn mark on the microwave. Now, as a responsible man, I thought I should test this thing to be sure it's effective before handing it to my lass. My cat was watching with wide-eyed curiosity. Briefly, it crossed my mind as a test subject, but I love him too much for that. Don't worry. So naturally, I decided to test it on myself. I sat in my recliner wearing a singlet and shorts. No idea what a singlet is.
Singlet? No.
Yeah, maybe our American listeners can tell us because it was an American guy. Must be. Singlet and shorts.
Some sort
T-shirt.
of top. Yeah, a vest.
So, and carefully read the directions. 1 second burst equals mild shock and disorientation. 2 second burst, muscle spasms and loss of control. 3 second burst, full on fish out of water flopping. It's just 2 AAA batteries, I thought. How bad could it be? Famous last words. I touched the prongs to my thigh and pressed the button. What followed could only be described as an out-of-body experience. I'm pretty sure the gates of heaven briefly opened. Hulk Hogan definitely body-slammed me, recliner and all. I woke up in the fetal position, drenched in sweat, with my body convulsing like I'd been plugged into a power grid. Highlights of my post-shock survey. The recliner was upside down and 8 feet away. My cat was clinging to the fireplace mantle, meowing like a banshee. My reading glasses had taken up residence on the TV. Both nipples, my right thigh and my pride were twitching uncontrollably. Drooling was my...
Nipples are twitching. Never heard that before.
Drooling was my new normal, and I might have lost control of other bodily functions.
He pissed
and my
himself.
testicles, they still haven't been located. Reward offered. Joanna, she laughed until tears ran down her face, absolutely loved the gift, and now wields it as a threat in our household. Moral of the story, don't test a taser on yourself ever for any reason. I just saw that, it tickled me.
That's pretty good. Have you ever been tased? No one's ever been tasered here, have they?
No, I've had a couple of electric shocks.
Yeah, I've had a few in this house, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that by disconnecting the lighting circuit also disconnected the smoke detectors, and standing barefoot on a steel platform, touched the cable and got thrown down our hallway.
Really? That's
Yeah.
pretty bad, yeah. You get thrown.
Nasty.
No, I've never had a bad electric shock. I mean, the worst one is little like, fuck it.
It usually just feels like someone just giving your arm a right good shake. But
Yeah.
that one, because I was barefoot, that was bad. But you work in electrics. Well, you don't know, do you?
I've never actually had one at work, but
Yeah.
I remember I was lying on my bed and I was like I was watching telly or something. I was swinging a charger around, and as you do, like swinging it around, and I must have like been messing near my face with it, and I think I must have put it in my mouth and got an electric shock off it. And I remember another time. It was the first day of my paper round, so that's how young I was. Must have been about 14, 15. I was making myself some toast and I had a knife in my hand.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I wonder what would happen if I put a knife on the hot element inside the toaster. The toaster had just exploded into about 1,000 pieces.
I've heard that's like rule number 1, isn't it? Don't put any cutlery in a toaster.
Have you seen there's a YouTube video does the rounds of a lad that's like on a live stream, and he's got 2 toasters and he's reading, like people are putting messages up and he's reading, if you put a knife in each one at the same time, it cancels each other out. He puts the 2 knives in, you just see him flying across the room. How real it is, I don't know, but it looks too home video to be fake, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Is it because the way the elements work, they're in strips, aren't they? Is it that if you connect the 2 strips, I guess, by putting a knife in it, you kind of...
I have no idea.
I don't know the science behind it.
No,
might try it out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise trying it out.
Before we go in the draw, I've got something. I knew they had a moan. Buy me a coffee.
Oh, yeah?
Right. Remember I said people can't find us and buy me a coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't be found because basically you've got to be active on it to climb up the ladder to be found.
What does that mean?
So if someone types in the most dangerous podcast, right, other things will come up before us unless we start posting updates, videos and stuff on it all the time, and people are sending us donations.
Right.
So we can't get donations because we can't get found, but we can't get found because we're not getting donations.
So we just need people to send us money then?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Well, I'll put a link on the website.
So do that, yeah. Give us your money.
Yeah. So basically, Rich, it's buy me a coffees where people can give you a couple of quid.
So we're asking for, so give us money and give charity money as well. Just be a nice person.
I mean, Rich keeps saying he's going to log on and send us a couple of quid. So
just buy us
obviously you could find it. That's the problem, Rich. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't find it at all. No.
Tried his best.
Yeah. So should we move on? Should we do this draw and see what our subject's going to be?
Yeah, let's get it done because I want to go and watch my TV program.
Okay. So there's the pot.
What's in it?
No one can see it. Paper.
No, I know.
Oh, right. The subjects.
Yeah, I can't remember what they are.
Right. Okay. You'll have to bear with me then. I put it on the Facebook page, actually. Do you ever look at our Facebook page, James?
Me?
Yeah.
Every day,
yeah. I want to give a shout out, actually, to a Facebook page called Midwest Paranormal, who give us loads of support, like our posts and stuff like that. So
go and have a look at that page.
I've never given them a mention, but yeah, thanks for your support, guys, at Midwest Paranormal. Right, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the subjects that are still in the pot. Are you ready?
Yeah.
London. American highways. Flights. Natural disasters. Scientific discoveries. Trends.
Trends?
Yeah, trends.
You picked that one?
Me. Oh. Yeah. I'll make that one a different colour paper. Don't worry. Hobbies. Cryptids, which was the latest one we added.
Oh, right, yeah. Cryptids.
And perspective / belief, which was one that was sent in.
Okay, yeah. That'd be a difficult one. Anything you fancy in there, Rich?
I mean, I like London. I know a lot of people don't, but I like going to London.
Oh, yeah.
I went not so long back on a night out, and it was brilliant. We ended up drinking on a boat bar, which was like right near to like the Houses of Parliament and stuff, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. I don't mind London, really. It's when you first get there, it's a bit overwhelming, but then when you get to grips with the underground and sort of like, because central London, I feel, isn't actually that big. It just seems like it's big, and when you sort of start to figure stuff out, it gets a bit more enjoyable. So I don't mind London.
You tend to find all cities like that. They've got the old bit in the middle.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
All the rest's just housing that's expanded around it.
Yeah.
But London, I don't want to say which one I want, because then if I pick it out, it looks like I've fixed it.
Yeah, no, I think London would be good. There's plenty to go on there, isn't there?
What's interesting about London, I think, is anything goes. It's just anything to do with dangerous London. You could
dangerous
go.
London. Yeah, there's plenty of danger in London.
Yeah.
All right, do it then. Let's get it done.
This is the chicken tub. Remember I was saying about the Kentucky Fried Chicken thing that we brought back from France?
Who, me?
Yeah. Remember we were talking about it, and you were telling us about the cat ball. Oh, you've got the cat ball.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, we went on holiday in France and brought this plastic Kentucky Fried Chicken tub that we still have for some reason. People eat the cereal out of it and everything.
But it's good use now.
I know people normally bring like cups back from Disneyland and stuff in France, but I've never known anyone bring a KFC tub back.
Half a bucket.
There's my Disneyland cup stolen.
Yeah. Tell you Scottish, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
Bet this is London now.
It's
so legit. What does it say?
American highways.
Shit, I'll be dreading that.
Nah, that'd be alright.
American highways aren't that dangerous. They're just so big.
Yeah, but you got loads of like murderers and stuff, don't you? Pick up hikers and stuff. So
that's it. Yeah, truckers murdering prostitutes and stuff.
Yeah, there's loads of stories like that.
Yeah. There's a there's a Stephen King story. I can never remember the name of it, and it's a short story in one of his collection of short stories about a car that just is sitting next to a disused service station on an American highway, and the car eats people.
Oh
And
yeah.
if you touch it, like your hand gets like absorbed into it, and if you try and pull your hand away, it's all like raw flesh,
Oh shit.
and
Yeah.
it just eats loads of people. It's quite a freaky. There's a similar thing where there's like a beach that I've seen video clips of, and you can't touch the sand. The sand eats you.
All right.
But
No.
yeah, that's quite a weird story, and it's about this. It starts with this little kid that breaks into the old disused service station to try and get a porno mag to have a ham shank to.
Oh really? And then the car eats
Yeah.
him.
No, he comes out and sees people getting eaten by the car. It's
Oh,
like,
right.
yeah, don't touch that.
Lessons to be learnt there.
I know,
Right.
yeah.
Anyway. Thanks again, Rich, for coming on. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
It's good to see you and good to hear from you. Like I say, it's probably not going to be the last time. We'll certainly get you on in the future. And please, everyone, donate to that charity and buy us a coffee as well. £5 to the charity, £5 for a coffee.
And see if you've only got £5, get the coffee.
Get the coffee. Right, that's it for me. I think I've got nothing else to say.
No, that was really good, and it's just good to hear Richie's side of the story on the bike ride, particularly for
Absolutely.
the listeners. And people did donate. Some of our regular listeners, I know for a fact, donated, so do appreciate you. All
Brilliant.
right.
All right.
Right.
Thanks, guys.
Nice to speak to
See
you,
you
Rich.
guys.
Take care.
See you.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I can't get onto Facebook at the moment because when I do, I log in as something called Stinky Letter.
Ah, you on it?
I can't get off it. How do I get off it?
Right, you need to make me an admin because I've been trying to get that deleted for about 3 years,
I'll have a look.
and I've sent messages to it and everything.
I can't. Every time I go on it, I'm like, I can't do anything.
Yeah, Stinky Letter, that was our business that
Failed.
never took off, yeah. I don't think it failed, I just think it
Just didn't
started.
start.